Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all doing? So this is lesson 3-10, tenths, and hundredths. All right, so I'm going to move my camera up here so I can see better. All right, so with this, I'm going to ask you a question. How can you use base 10 blocks to show you that 0.4 is not equivalent to 0.04? Well, we're going to do that right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pen out here. Let's go with purple this time. All right. So with this, I have to make 0.4. Well, in previous lessons, I know that that's 4/10. So I know that I can do 4 over 10. Okay. So I have 4/10. Well, this is hundredths. This is hundredths. Okay. And I know that this 4 is in the hundredth spot. So I need to convert this. So I need to change that. So I'm going to take that and make it into hundredths. Okay. Again, if you don't know how to do this, look in my last video and even the previous video before that, because I show you exactly how you convert with these. So 10 times 10 equals 100. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 4 times 10 is 40. So I am coloring in 40 of these little cubes. Now I could also color in 4 of these groups of 10, or the longs. There we go. So I have 40 of these colored in out of 100, or 4 longs out of 10 total longs. All right, now let's move over to our 0.04. Now this 0.04, that's in the hundredths place. So there's only 4 100ths. So if I were to write my fraction, it would still be 4 over 100 total pieces. Okay, so that's 4 out of 100 total pieces. I don't need to convert that because it's already in 100ths. And this is 100ths, and this is 100ths. So I color in 4 of the total 100 pieces. Now, how can you tell me, using these base 10 blocks, that these two decimals are not the same? Well, I can look and see that I have 4 longs here. I have 40 pieces versus 4 pieces over here. So that's how you can explain it to me using base 10 blocks, that I have 4 little cubes on this one, and I have 40 cubes that are labeled on this one. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to scroll down, and we're going to look at today's lesson work. And I'm going to kind of show you a couple different things that go along with this so that we can really figure out how this is going to go for your lesson work today. So I have 3 different images up here. Now, let me show you real quick. Let's see. This is TA 29. That's inside your packet. All right. So with this page right here, it's not really going to be that helpful except for extra practice, because this activity involves that you use base 10 blocks, but I'm going to show you how you could just pull up a random number from 1 to 100 and apply it to this tab, this form, this sheet. Okay, so with that being said, let's look at this first one. Okay, again, I don't have these in front of me, so what I have to do is I have to think of a number. In this case, I'm going to show you what it looks like with these, and then we're going to talk about it with just a number. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 longs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. Okay, or I'm sorry, cubes. Okay, so I don't have a full 100 yet, or a set. So it's 7 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 5 hundredths. Okay, so 5 of the little ones. So I have 0.75. All right, so what I have to do in this little table right here, column A, we are writing something hundredths. So in this case, we have 75 hundredths. So I'm going to write 75 in there. So I've already figured out my decimal. So it's 75 out of 100 pieces, okay? Now we are actually going to write it with tenths and we're going to write it with hundredths. So we have 7 tenths, okay? Bear with me. And then 5 hundredths. So 7 is in the tenths place, and then 5 is in the hundredths place. Okay? Now, I have to move on to my decimal. Well, guess what? I've already done it. So why do I have to do extra work? I don't. So I just put 0.75 in there, which we're done with that. That's my decimal. And this last one is we have to come up with a fraction. Well, it's out of 100 total pieces. Okay, how many were there? There were 75 of them that we have over here. Okay, all right, so that was that first one. We are done. We are good to go on that one. Now let's go on to this second set. Okay, let's see how many we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 9 little cubes out of a total 100. So again, I don't have a full set, so I have 0 holes. Okay. I don't have any tenths because I only counted 9 of them. I didn't go up to 10. So 0 tenths, and I have 9 out of 100 pieces. So 0.09. Now let's fill in our table at the bottom. How many hundredths do we have? We have 9 hundredths because the 9 is in the hundredth spot. Okay. So 9 hundredths. How many tenths do we have? We didn't have any tenths. So we put 0 tenths. Okay. Sorry, my handwriting is a little sloppy. Okay. 0 tenths. How many hundredths do we have? Well, I just said I have 9 hundredths here. 9 hundredths. All right, 9 hundredths. Okay, what's my decimal? Well, I've already written it up here. So 0.09. Okay, and then finally, what is my fraction? Well, how many pieces are in total? 100. I have 100 total pieces. How many does this set represent? Only 9 of those 100 pieces. Okay. And finally, we have these. Now, this picture is a little blurry, but that's okay. We can still use it. So these are 3 longs. Okay. So there's 10 in each, and I have 3 of them. So 10 times 3 is 30. Good. So I have 0.30 because these are out of 100. I have 30 pieces. Okay. Another way I could write this is I could also write this as 0.3 if I was doing it in tenths. However, my first one asked me to do it in hundredths, so I'm going to write it in hundredths right here, okay? But either one of these answers would be acceptable because they are equivalent to each other. So 30 hundredths is the same thing as saying 3 tenths. So how many hundredths do I have? Well, I just said that I have 10 cubes in each one of these longs. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Let me erase that real quick. Daggone. There we go. All right. So I have 30 little cubes in there because I have 10 in each long, and there's 3 longs. So 10 times 3 is 30. All right. So I have 30 hundredths. All right. Now, how many tenths did I have? Well, I technically have 3 tenths. Okay. And how many hundredths do I have? I have 0 hundredths. Whoops. Okay. So I have 3/10 or 0 hundredths. I could also say that I have 0 tenths and 30 hundredths. So another one I could say is 0 tenths and 30 hundredths. All right. So there's two forms of what I could put for this one. All right. What was my decimal? Well, since I'm doing hundredths, I'm going to put hundredths. Okay. But you could also write 0.3. And then finally, this is 30 out of 100 pieces. Okay. Another way you could say that is 3 out of 10. So this one right here, you could actually have two answers for those, but make sure they're consistent when you give me the answers. All right. Okay. So this page right here is your math journal that you'll be actually writing in. Again, keep in mind you don't have base 10 blocks at home, or we haven't provided those for you. So you're going to think of a number in your head between 1 and 100. Okay. So I'm going to do 74. So I have 74 100ths. All right. So with 74 100ths, I have 7 tenths. Okay. So 7 tenths and 4 hundredths. I'm just going to put an H for that. 4 hundredths. Okay. I'm going to write my decimal, which is 74 hundredths. And then I need to write my fraction. 74 out of 100 pieces. Okay. That's pretty much what you have to do with this right here. Okay. Now, the page is the same thing. Everything is blank. Okay. I don't expect you to do all of these. Okay. I don't expect you to do those. You might want to ask your teacher if they expect you to do all of them. If I can see that you're able to get at least, for my class, at least 5 of these done, okay, I would say you're good. It's acceptable. Okay, but check with your teacher and just see what their requirements are for you with this worksheet right here. How many you have to complete. Okay. Make sure you also do your math boxes and get those done and turn those into your teachers. And if you need any more assistance, just let your teacher know and we will be willing to help you. Okay. All right, guys. See you later.